Okay, we're at the Yackandandah Tracks trailhead. I'm your companion for this ride. I don't really have an accent like that. I talk more like this, mate. So these are the Yackandandah loops. You can come and look at these at any time or online. Different coloured loops just denote different loops. They don't denote any particular level of difficulty. They're all pretty much intermediate standard, other than the green loop, which is a short one. And there's still some fairly hard bits on that, but over here you can see it says intermediate, 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 and easy for the green loop. And they're marked with signs as we go out. See the signs over there. Each loop's there's little arrows of the colour. So we're going to go and do the green loop now. We'll just follow the green arrows. Fairly straightforward. It's also the beginning of the epic trail, which follows initially the purple loop on that other map. And that's from here. The purple loop is basically this one. And eventually at some point around here, I think, maybe there, it's newly created trail for the rest of that indigo epic. All right, we'll go do the green loop. Less talking, more riding, eh? It's raining. I'm not sure if it's going to get a lot of rain on the lens. Maybe so. I don't know. But what's the difference now? All these colour arrows, because this is all part of the green, red and purple loops. All start on this same trail. This track's also known as Yack Tracks. Yack Track, because it goes past the shack. Oh, the originality of the people who named it. They should have been poets. It's amazing how much better your bike feels when you clean the chain and the cluster and you put a little bit of air in your suspension. Oh, it's incredible. Bit of maintenance. Oh, didn't do any for a few years and I wondered why my bike felt like shit. Amazing. As I said, it's raining. Hasn't been a lot of rain, but most of these tracks hold up very well. You can see there's a puddle or two here and there, but even when there's been a lot of rain, you don't get a lot of muddy places. Ooh. One of the good things about the Yack Tracks network, one of the many good things, is that from the trailhead you climb out each direction. Everywhere you go on the trails you're climbing away from the trailhead. So when you get to the top, or if at some earlier points where you're very tired, you know that you've only got to go downhill mostly to get back to your starting point. These trails, the original Yack Track trails, were built pretty much by hand, a lot of them following old mining features. Most of this area was extensively cleared in the late 1850s, and gold was mined here. Usually, well, mostly it was alluvial gold on the surface, then they did some underground mining later, but a lot of it was using water from sluices using water, and there was a lot of races built for the purpose of moving that water around. So these races were just slight downhill grade channels that followed pretty much the contour of the hills, so that water could be entered at one end of the race. It would flow along the race until it got to where it wanted to be, people wanted to use it. And these old races became overgrown over the years, and a lot of them, once the growth was cleared off them, were quite good trails, giving access to areas that otherwise you would not be able to get to. So this is the top of the green loop. It's not that long. Turn right here to follow the red, purple loops, which is also part of the Epic Trail. You can turn left here to go down Skull Gully or Carcass Canyon. That's quite a gnarly trail. Probably you want to be at least intermediate or better to do that. Oh, anyone can do it, you just might have to walk a lot. It's quite a tight trail. And on this loop we're on now, the green loop, when we get down further there is an option to take a right if you'd like to do an extended green loop. This is also part of the pink trail. If you're doing the pink trail, this is your return loop. You end up on this trail for this final part of the pink. If all of what I said doesn't make sense, look at a map. So there you go, you can go right, and that's the longer way for the long pink, or if you're doing the green you can go that way. We'll just do the short one. I like to go around that. I'm an old man, don't need to bash my body around too much. Quite nice out here after a bit of rain. Yeah, birdie. choice here. It doesn't matter which way we go, they both pretty easy and join in here again. That's where Skull Gully or Carcass Canyon re-enters this trail. A little bit here where you go up the side of the hill. I didn't think it was much, but I took someone out here who got a bit scared because they were at that small drop off there. Something to be aware of. You can always walk your bike up there if it bothers you. And we're nearly done with the green loop. That's where the longer version comes back into this one. And we're back to the car park. Not a bad little warm-up loop for somebody. Now we might just go out there again and we'll come back down Skull Gully.